Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Tonight Murph is out. He's sick, so he's asked me to do a draw stream tonight or something else. So I thought, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll do that. Let me know if you can hear me okay because my mic is a little bit further away right now, and so I want to make sure that everybody can hear me respond to the chat. Uh, oh, look at that. Hello, Metal Movies and Brewskis. Welcome. We got Crazy Mad in the house right now. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, we'll have some more. I know this is an odd night. This is a different night than what we normally stream. We normally stream on Tuesdays, but because Murph was sick, he asked me to push it back a day, and then he was still not recovered today. So I thought I would do this and just get moving. So Murph is skipping again. Yes. Pitchforks and torches. And I think you are definitely justified, Crazy Mad. Definitely justified. So I'm sorry, man, but that's where we're at. So tonight I'm going to put the camera on. So I have a stop camera right now, but or I have it stopped right now. But once I put the camera on, you'll see what I'm doing. Let me know if you can view it okay or if it's not coming through screen very well. I want to make sure that everybody can see what's going on. I'm not going to be doing like heavy drawing tonight, but I am going to be doing some layouts. I'm trying to get the scene put together, so I want you guys to see it. And this is the first reveal. This is well, it was going to be page 1, but I think it's actually going to be page 2 or 3 for Ballad of the Celestials book 2. So here it is. And it's got some tracing paper over it right now. So really, that's taped down just so I can draw over it and get some ideas laid down. And once I get the design elements laid down, then I'm going to go back over the real page because this is a difficult page to draw, to be honest. So tell me, can you guys see that well? Is it kind of weird? Is it not lit enough? Should I put more light on it? I think when I put more light, it kind of washes it out. But you guys tell me what happens because the light's almost too intense for the camera. Is that better? Or is it better when I turn the light away? You guys can see it. So let me know. You can see it? Was that with or without the light? Crazy Mad. Let me know. So anyway, we're going to get going in a minute. I'm going to explain what's happening in this page. I'm going to pull the camera up just a little bit too and let you guys see how massive that boat is. So I'll do that again here in a little bit. Oh, you can see it both ways. Okay. Well, that's cool. Well, maybe I ought to put more light on it then. Trying to adjust it so it doesn't shine. Sometimes when it shines on there, it's just too bright. So I don't like that. But okay, so this is a page where Mare, which is located right here, he's the hero of our story right now. And he is on a beach, basically, and a big ship comes. And he is facing them head on. And so these guys are jumping out of the ship. There's going to be a big mask carving right here, like a demon carving. It is based out of like what would be China, or at least in the Asian realm. So they're having these massive boats, and there's going to be plenty of men jumping off the boats. They're throwing anchors down. It's going to be kind of chaotic at this point. So in the mouth of the mask is going to be where the anchors come out of. So it's got these massive teeth that hold the anchors up here. But when they want to drop them out, they let them just bomb down into the water, which is really cool. So you can see one hitting the water down here. So we're going to get some water splash behind this guy coming up to fight Mare. Got some guys over here jumping off. Got guys up here. And then I think I pointed out the guys in the mouth, but up top, we got a little itty bitty guy up here, clear up. And we got a guy coming at the side of the boat right here even. And these massive sails. I don't know if you can see the sails through here. So, hey, we got Mo showing up. Thanks, Mo. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Tonight we're just doing a draw stream. So, Murph, of course, couldn't make it. Who knew, right? So, looks like I'm all by myself again, which is okay. I've had to do this so many times now, it doesn't even faze me, I think. So I am going to draw some of this stuff in so you guys can see it a little darker. And then I'm going to add some more detail, some guys coming off the boat, swinging from the ropes. They're trying to jump off ship and get down there and into the fight, into the fray. And so, like I said, I think, we got some guys here swinging. I'm going to darken them up a little bit. Now, when I lay out a page, a lot of times I'll draw directly onto the full page, but I'm going to tell you, this page was difficult. I'm going to show you why here in a little bit. Mainly because I was not sure how to get such a massive boat onto the page. It took a lot of planning for me and layout, and it still wasn't right for a long time. And even now I'm a little nervous that it looks good. So, because this is way out of my box, man. But I'll fill in these guys so you guys can see a little darker. These guys swinging out, trying to get, got a crooked sword there. Swing out and get Mare from the boat. And not just Mare, he's got men behind him too. You just can't see him at this point. There we go. So, okay. So, question of the week. We got to go into that. Murph slacking. These are truly strange times. Yeah, I agree. Question of the week. Let's go there. We got to do that. I almost forgot. So you can only eat one foreign cuisine for the rest of your life. Which foreign cuisine are you choosing? Oh, okay. I like that. I like that question. What do we got? Mo says, I guess Italian. Out of all the cuisine you could pick in the world, right? What would you pick? I think Italian's where I'd go too, because if you have to eat it for the rest of your life, I consider Italian like a comfort food. So I would pick Italian also. I'm Crazy Mad says it's the correct answer. And I would agree. Now, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't want other things, but man, you can't go very wrong. So, but Dirk skipped it altogether. He's just worried about the villagers chasing Murph with the pitchforks and torches. No, I'm not. I wish they would chase him. He needs somebody to light a fire under his ass. He's got men behind him. I didn't know it was going to be that kind of story. Tacos. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I love tacos. You can't really go wrong with tacos. Man, gotta love it. Gotta love Mexican food. Mexican and Italian are probably my two favorite, and the two we have most at home. So, other than American dishes. So you can't go too wrong. Yeah, and beer. I see the beer emoji in there. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys what I went through to get this page laid out a little bit. And kind of go through what I did here. It's funny because I can't hardly fit the whole damn boat on the camera. But if you see what's going on, this ship is massive. And this is how I drew the perspective. So this ship is in perspective. And so we got the horizon line really low at sea level. And then every line, when it goes off the page over here, all those lines come and converge down back to that line that I drew, back to the sea level. And then I measured all this. So every board or every increment that we go is even all the way up to the top. And so that way this ship, it's not measured, but if I wanted to draw boards or, you know, make it look like it was structured at all, I'll be able to do that with some kind of measurement. But I'm getting a phone call. That's cool. My cousin's calling me. But you can see the sails off. I'm going to draw the sails on here so you guys can see it better later. But it's got these sails that you're looking up at that go clear back around. And then also the perspective on this lets me get the men drawn in proportion. So when I draw this guy, it's going to be in proportion to the guys up here, you know, coming out where the anchors are. And so on and so forth, all the way down to the bottom. And it's in proportion also and relevant to mare, which is right here. So these are the same size in relevance. The French do it pretty well with their fries. Yeah, that's true. And pastries. That is true. I love that food. I'd be scared to take Chinese. They have too many weird dishes. You know, I like the Americanized dishes, but man, I don't think I could do Chinese or any kind of Asian food. It would just freak me out too much. So I have to be real careful anyway when I eat Chinese. I don't like a lot of the cuisine, and I would say authentic Chinese. I'm not talking like the American version. So if I had to eat it for the rest of my life, yeah, I would definitely want to go with something I'm more comfortable with. Now, what I'm drawing right here is just pretty much an idea for the mouth. And I guess I better move the camera up a little bit and put it in the center. Let me see. Umami is trash. You can't change my mind. I can't say that I've ever had umami. I can't. I'll take your word for it, Mo, because I'm not that adventurous. I'm really not. I am not a seafood fan, so I struggle with seafood. Although some seafood looks beautiful, it looks excellent. I just cannot bring myself to eat fish that is cooked certain ways. I like fish if it's cooked correctly for me, but if it's not, I kind of freak out and I can't deal with it. It's a texture thing and it's a smell thing. You know, especially where we live, I feel like in Ohio, it's hard to get fresh fish. And so, you know, that kind of deal is, it's different. Now, if I was able to get it fresh from the sea, I would think I would probably have a different view on that. So I'm doing, I'm probably going to make this a wood carving on the front of the boat so they can intimidate whoever they're going to war with. It's based on the traditional demon masks. And you could even make it like it could almost be a dragon, depending on how you wanted to look at it. And I might stylize it a little different on the actual page. But once again, this is more of an experimental page right now, that I'm doing on the tracing page, because I want to see it play out. I want to know that it's going to be good. And when it comes out the way I want it, then I'm going to go in and draw the real deal and pay attention to the detail and make it look badass. And ancient Rome. like Erie, Dirk. Well, if you can get a fresh walleye, those are pretty good. Those are pretty mild fish though. So walleye is great eating. I don't like to eat catfish. I mean, they're okay. I've had it some. I will eat it, but it's not my favorite. So local fish around here, I don't eat bass. A lot of people don't eat bass just because it's not great eating anyway. But crappie, I'd eat crappie. So those are the couple fish around here that we'd eat. But like I said, I want it cooked a certain way. I am really not into, like my in-laws, they will take a fish on the grill and they will just eat the whole damn thing with the head and eyes on it and everything. And they're perfectly happy, and more power to them. But that is not my thing, man. It's really not my thing. My wife loves a lot of seafood, so I try to tell her all the time she should get, certain seafood from restaurants or whatever, because she never gets to. She always thinks, I'm not eating it, so she don't eat it, and it's kind of a shame because I know she really loves it. So I think she should. And, for me, it doesn't bother me when other people eat it. It's just not something I want to do. It's not for me. And I've pretty much settled into knowing that I'm okay without that. So once again, this is not meant to be perfect or awesome yet. Really, this is just to lay it out and get a feel for what I'm doing for this boat. With everything that's going on this boat, I wasn't sure how to bring this out, but now that I was looking at some of the demon masks, I actually like the way it's going. I like this being a big carving, and they're using it to intimidate their foes. There's many more things I'm going to do with this boat. I have a lot of ropes and everything to draw on this thing. It's really kind of a crazy boat. So there. Got to give it the demon look. So that's a big boat for such little people. It is. So this was actually based on a real boat in Chinese history, but I kind of displaced it out of time. This would be called a treasure boat. If you look up the Chinese treasure boats, they have these big flat front faces, and they actually did have some carvings. And I don't know if they had metal on the outside of them, but they had wood and everything. And they did make the anchors come out of there. Now, I've made this a pretty big boat, so I'm actually going to make the men drop out of here as well, like an army. So this is one way they can get out of the boat, by ropes. But it's also where they drop anchor. So they can put their anchors out and invade or intimidate and, go to war. So we're opening up hot and heavy on the first couple pages of the next Ballad of the Celestials, and it's going to be this. And so there's actually a lot going on. So if you can see the two little dudes in the mouth right here, that's that's what's going on. I think it's actually going to be a pretty dynamic page once I get it drawn in there. But there's so much going on that, and a lot of detail. So you can't really see. Oh, well, maybe you can see it under here, but there's a lot of lines that I was going to draw for the boards, and that is no fun. It's kind of getting like Bancroft level of detail on buildings and things. So, which I do enjoy that. It's just sometimes when it's so straight and everything, that's one thing I didn't like about this boat, is that it's got all these straight lines. So it takes a little bit of the fun out of drawing because you want to be precise. I still like doing it though. I'm going to draw these in a little darker too. You guys can see the sails. Ooh, hitting the camera. Sorry, guys. Didn't realize it was so close to my shoulder. Oh, Mo, here we go again. Sometimes when it's so straight and everything, that's something that I didn't like. The Last of Us has really changed you, Dirk. It really has. I would say it has. What can I say? I've fallen from grace. Oh, man. Oh, man. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm saying, Mo. Now, this makes my process a little longer. I do say that. I know that. But I don't care, because mainly I want the page to be right, and I want it to look good, and I want to be happy with it. And I know that there were times on the last book where I settled a little bit for probably less than I should have. And what I mean by that is I should have worked a little harder at it, or maybe even gone back over some stuff in hindsight. But that's part of learning from the first book. Not really heartbroken over that. I'm still very proud of everything we did on that book. So, but this time around, I definitely want to come out swinging pretty hard and going for it. I hope it comes across like that we're doing that. But I will say this was a challenging piece. I don't know what I got this dark stuff on this tracing paper for. That shouldn't be there, but I must have been marking something out on the other side of the page. it's exciting to actually get to work on this page now, because I've had this in my mind and in the works for a while. And then, of course, Murph comes in and says, well, I'm not sure if that's what I want the story to be or not. And then he comes in and changes stuff. So Murph is quite fickle that way sometimes. He won't like me saying that, but we all know it's true. There. So you guys see some of the sails coming through. Excuse me. It's a cool idea. Thank you. I hope you guys get the massiveness of this boat coming in, with Mare looking up at it. Excuse me. So I'll show you what we had first. Now this is crazy, because when I think about this, this is kind of, now this is like scribbly and just roughing ideas out on scrap paper. So this is an idea that we had. So this is the boat view that we were going to get. So something shorter, less in your face, still coming at you in kind of a 1-point perspective. And Mare was going to be this shadowed in figure, and we were going to have a panel up in here. So up at the top where these little corners are, and we were going to put, a part, there'd be a top panel opening up the story, and then you'd see the boats and then Mare looking on. And then in this bottom panel, Mare then rushes to battle. Not as dynamic, I don't think. It just didn't quite come out in such a dynamic fashion as this. And I think the difference is really telling. So pulling the camera out and actually seeing the big face of that boat come right up is going to be, it's like, it's pretty much a splash page, and no other panels in there. So it is a splash page. And I think it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm happy about it. Murph, I'm not sure this is what I want the book to be about, Dirk. You sound just like the Last of Us naysayers. He did, man. Although I had some input on that too, because when he started telling me about some of the story, I put my input in, and then he was like, well, I got to think about that and see if I can add it. So then that messes with the whole plot. And so then he has to go back and rethink some things and how the action will lay out and the story will play, because, he's got to make it make sense. So I like doing that to him, though. It's fun. All right. I'm really happy with that demon face on there. I really think that's going to look cool. And when they pull those anchors up into the teeth, they rest there at the mouth, and then it's like they spit them out of his mouth. I think that's badass. So I am liking this a lot. Oh, I think this curves too. So got these sideboards that kind of, they've been cut, and they lay in at the side just to give it a little ornamentation, but also probably some fortification too against the elements in the water. And I saw a lot of boats with these on them. So it's almost like they, chip the timber up in here to make it curve and to make it wedge in there just right, and finish off the boat. And then here's the other side's doing it too. That's metal. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think once the details get in here and I can add some depth, like I said, this anchor is going to be splashing right here. There's going to be water. So you're going to see water splashing up. And try to fill that in. This is not finished, by the way, but it's definitely going to be there for effect. So you'll see that water splashing up. This one's getting ready to plunge down. This guy's coming up to kick Mare's ass, but he's going to fail, of course, right? He's got to fail. Mare's the hero. So I got to get these chains drawn. There we go. And here's the other anchor plummeting. I think the hardest part about the boats is the ropes, and probably the chains. And once I get those in there, a lot of things will fall into place. Also, the masts, figuring out where they fall, was kind of a hard deal. And I hope it comes off looking great. There we go. All right. So, yeah, I'm not even sure where to go next on some of this stuff because it's just figuring out where I want them in and where I want this army to be coming out of, because I don't want them all just coming out of the mouth. I was going to line up a few of them back there, but I really want I want them swinging from ropes and stuff like that too. Oops, I messed that line up. Not that it matters because this is not the finished deal, but hope to not lose too many of you guys. I'd love to hang out with you some, but I know draw streams can get kind of boring. Don't want to get too boring. Oh, nothing like breaking your lead either when you're trying to sharpen your pencil. But I'll be on Dojo Kun's Incendiary show at 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll have a different setup by that point. So I'm probably going to put my desk back and have camera back to normal so people can see me. That'll be at 10 o'clock Eastern. So if you guys are watching, come see that show. Supposed to be Murph and I, but he's not going to make it, unfortunately. So hopefully he gets to feeling better next week. All right. What have you guys been seeing lately? Have you seen any really good artwork? Any really good movies? Shows? Anything like that going on? I know a lot of people have been watching From, I think, is what people are doing right now. So I was wondering how that is. I have not seen that show, so I really don't know what it's like. Tank, hey, throw it on the ground. Let them know you're not a part of their system, man. How's it going, Tank? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. So, once again, since you're just joining this, Tank, I was letting you know that what I'm working on right now is the ship. And I'll pull the camera up just so you can see the full view of the ship on this page. Right now I'm using tracing paper to just kind of lay out what I want. Just overlaid over my structure of the ship. And so I'm trying to put people in place. So we got some guys swinging from ropes here, down here, up here. We got a guy hanging from the top up there, and some guys coming out of the mouth where they spit the anchor out. And there's going to be a whole army coming out. I'm going to put a lot of guys on the side over here and coming over the edges here. And then probably some more people coming from the water, like they've already jumped in on this side of the boat. And so it should give you a feel of an army coming after Mare. There's the bottom. Coming after our hero. More ballads? Yeah. Yes, it is, B Rose. Good to see you, man. It is. It is more ballads. Hopefully more ballads. I really want to see more ballads. It's about time. I've been putting it off for long enough. We've been busy, man. I gotta say, it's been a crazy year at the beginning of this year. A lot of things going on. Like we were carless. We were carpooling as a family because there was a string of accidents that took our cars out of commission, and so we've really had a lot going on. And then that just takes a lot out of you too when you're stressed out over that stuff. So yeah, I've been kind of delayed on producing, which sucks because I really want to get back into working on the pages. But I want to also not do it so strenuously that I did in the first one, because when I did that, I feel like it was taken away from other important things. So I don't want to let it do that. I gotta learn how to balance it better than what I did last time. You know, with family and everything, I got to make it happen. So We got a bunch of guys back here getting off the boat and going to be coming after Mare. So yeah, this thing's coming along really nicely. The more I work on it, the better I like it, for sure. This boat is going to be quite a thing once I can get it detailed. So, oh wow, really lost the focus there for a minute. Yeah, let me show you that. So that's pretty much the main portion of the boat. So just this massive thing coming up, getting ready to kick ass. So we got some chains coming out of here. So I'm gonna have to actually probably draw a post here with chains. And then the chain is going to be overhanging the mouth. And this is not finished work, so I don't care how perfect things are right now. This is more of me feeling out what's going to be more positioning of what's going on. And then I'll take this and I'll draw in the details on the actual page underneath. So, and the reason, see, the reason I do that is because then when I mess up, I'm not a complete idiot like I just was. So followed the wrong line. Don't follow the wrong lines. But I got to learn how to make these chains smaller as they go up too, and that's going to be weird. So, but there we go. Right now, this is just me making sure my page is working, making sure it feels great, and getting the details in there the way I want them just for aesthetics for right now. And then if I want to change them, I don't have to draw them that way on the actual page. Like I just drew this demon mask up here tonight. It's going to be a carving, probably a wood carving that they did just to intimidate their enemies. And, you know, I haven't had a lot of experience drawing demon masks, so I wanted to make sure I was bringing the detail out on that. Oh, Mo is still here. Yeah. So I have a lot of way to go on it. Actually, it's got to figure out where I want to take this, especially in the back. Like there's going to be some portholes, some cabin holes and stuff, like where they're cabin windows, I guess you could say, where the men live when they're not on top of the ship, looking out and doing work. So I've got to put the windows in. And actually, the measure work for that is going to be interesting, measuring all that out. It's a lot of detail. That's why sometimes these pages get a little tedious when you get into that stuff. That's why I was saying sometimes it's not as always, I don't know, it's not always fun as drawing like the anatomy and people. People are always a lot of fun. Okay. And I still have like a lot of detail even on the sails here, because these are just the skeleton, or this is just the skeleton of it. But actually, when I draw the detail and the shading of all this, it's going to come out a lot different. So it's going to add a lot to it. I forgot I have another mast here too. Oh, it is in front of the sail. I forgot about that. Which is another reason why I do this, so that I'm not messing up on my real thing. I don't do this for every page, but if it's highly detailed or out of my comfort zone, let me put it that way. Because I will say, you know, I'm used to drawing some other things. So whenever I'm drawing, I've never drawn ships before. Have you guys ever drawn ships? Some of you guys in here. Tank, I know you're an artist. Metal Movies and Bruised Skis, I know you're an artist. You guys draw ships. I think they're difficult. I've never done it, so it makes it weird. And I just want to kind of be able to do everything, but damn, it's not the easiest sometimes. There we go. There we go. All right. So this gives you guys a good view. I hope you guys really enjoy it. I'm going to try to pull out the camera a little bit and see if I can get a good view of, let me even pull it off of this and see if I can get a good view of the page from afar. There, that's pretty much it. You can see my stand. But that's pretty much the page. That's what's going to be right there. And I think it's good and dynamic. I think it's going to be pretty fun to open up and see that. One of the first couple pages of the book, and see Mare's not necessarily in a good position right there. He's going to have a lot of guys coming after him at this point. So let me know what you think. I'll be doing some detailing on this, and I hope to let you guys see the finished version of this whenever I get it all done. I'm going to have to put some time in on this one, and with water, of course, that's going to take a lot of effort. And then the detail on the wood of the boat, and even the shading on the ships, and then all the people that I'm going to draw on there. So when I get it done, which is hopefully very soon, I'll be putting it back on stream at least to show you guys the progress. So, and by the way, I wanted to give you guys kind of an update too. So not an update on Ballad, although we are currently not just working on this, but like, you know, we're still hashing out some of the story. And then also I'm working on some thumbnails for pages right now. So that's an update on the book. But for the show, I did have Sam Jones scheduled, but he had to cancel. I'm not sure why he canceled. They said he was traveling, but I'm not sure if that means, I don't know if that means he's always all over the country, or if that just means, you know, he just couldn't make it that day. It doesn't matter. He couldn't make it. So, the guy that is working with him they were both on Red Valkyrie's channel. So if you guys saw him there, that's what we'll be talking about, his new book. I'm hoping to get him scheduled. He is extremely busy, it sounds like. And, you know, I'm excited to have him on. He is actually one of my childhood like heroes as far as watching movies. Flash Gordon movie was something that I watched quite often, as much as I could. And I always enjoyed it as a young kid. And so that'll be a pretty cool thing to have on our show. Pretty cool person. So I'm still in the midst of scheduling him. Hopefully I'll make it happen soon. And it may be at like a different day of the week. So if you guys come on and watch, just make sure you know that it could be like a Sunday, you know, and I know that's a strange day for us to stream, but it's definitely something we're thinking about. So I got to work with him, see when he's available, and then go with that, because I definitely don't want to miss out having him on the show. He's a pretty cool guy from what I'm gathering, from what I've seen. And it's not very often that we get to meet people that we grew up watching and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to be able to do that. So I want to take that opportunity. Well, guys, I don't have a lot more. I mean, I feel like without me being able to sit down and actually detail this the way I want, I don't think I'm going to be able to spend the time on it and then also run a show. So I'm going to shut this down. We will be back next week with hopefully Murph and some new stuff to talk about. And I want to thank you all for joining in and watching. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. We didn't have as much to make fun of with Murph being gone, but hopefully that'll change next week. So it was good seeing you all. Thank you for stopping out. Oh, look at this. Okay. You come in right at the end of my stream, NTM. Noah, you got to come in. We start at 8 o'clock Eastern time. You got to come in right whenever I'm starting. I would have called you out, welcomed you. I welcome you now. It's just I'm getting ready to shut it down. I appreciate you coming by, though. It's good to see you. I love seeing all these new faces. We've had a few people that you've been on the show before, but you haven't been back in a while. We haven't seen you. So B Rose, haven't seen him forever. So it was great seeing him stop by. Tank, it's been a while for him too. And even Noah, I know you were here, last week? You had stopped by to see us. So thanks for coming by, though. If you want to know more about this page, I'll tell you one last time, because I've already told everybody else. And they probably heard it too many times, so they left. This is one of the first couple pages of Ballad of the Celeste 2. So right now, this is the layout. This is no finished material. This is, in fact, this is just tracing paper over top of my actual page. I drew the structure of the boat in perspective, and then now I'm just laying on some details. Some guys flying off trying to swing off the side of the boat. They're on rope, and that rope is dwindling down there. Got some coming out of the mouth, top. You have them swinging from the sides. There's going to be more guys pouring over the edges here, because they're coming to fight with Mare, who is right there, which is hard to do whenever I'm looking at the camera. But yeah, I hope you guys like this as one of the opening pages. It's going to set the stage for the book, I think. And it's going to be pretty cool, pretty nice opener. So let me know what you think. And guys, I will see you next week, 8 o'clock, Noah, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's when you got to come and watch our show. And we'll be back next week. I don't know. Hopefully with some, I don't know, we might have a guest. I don't even know that. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know about my show anymore. But come to Twitter, see what we're up to. You can see some art. You can see what we're doing all the time. And it's good hanging out with you. So see you guys next week. Bye.